What's cooking, my peoples from all over, and welcome to This Raw Life, a petite hobby podcast focusing on exploring the lives of everyday people that we buzz by, sometimes not even realizing the iceberg that's left to uncover. In this 12th episode, the 4th of our Clash Cartier series, we're joined by Alex, the francophone arborist and bull tamer, and the one and only AJ, a studious, Scottish, Highlander, tank, apparently, returning for his second bout in the Clash of Cartier competition. Whether tuning in from the top of a lamppost where the reception is just right, the bottom of a very deep riverbed that's probably pretty cold right now, or just lounging on your everyday stuffed rhino, I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy today's episode.
Welcome everybody to episode 12 of This Raw Life. It's your hosts, Nathan and Cousin Ivan, or Uncle Ivan. We're joined by two competitive boxers from the Cameron Highlanders, the arch rivals of the Governor General Foot Guards. Our first competitor, Alex, the lightweight wizard with a couple fights under his belt already coming into the competition. And AJ, the powerhouse, returning for his second pound of flesh, competing against Oil last year, one of our boxers on episode 8. So, AJ, as a Clash Cartier veteran, how was it last year?
It's an experience that it's hard to describe. You almost have to live it to understand it. Everyone thinks that once they get into fight camp that's how it's going to be. That intensity, that level of energy. But it's nothing compared to the feeling of walking into the ring for the very first time. And now, happy to do it again.
And Oil, was he just as fit as you? Who ended up taking the dub, by the way, between that one?
Ollie was the one who walked away with the win, and honestly, couldn't have asked for a better opponent too. We had trained together for all the months leading up to it. If I was going to lose to anyone, I was happy to do it with him.
Nice. I like
that. You guys, that was probably one of the fights of the night for sure. I mean, for me, I was on the edge of my seat. It was a literally full-on Rocky fight, full-on offense that everyone loves.
Do you know if you're matching up with him again this year?
So
not this year.
AJ's probably going to be matched up with the Slick Southpaw Ippo this year, to my understanding. So, and then Alex is fighting Nathan. So he fought Tommy last year, and then now he's going to be fighting Alex. So he's another real good lightweight that's on the competitive boxing team for Beaver Boxing. So Alex will tell us more about his background story, so we get to know more about him. So, get the intensity for the match going.
So go on there, Alex. You got a couple fights already under your belt. How many clock in? How many dubs? Are you going into this one with a little bit of momentum or what?
I started boxing at 16, stopped at 19. So during those years, I had 8 fights, and I got one MMA fight too in amateur. And then I started back boxing in 2020, and I just had shoulder problem at that moment, so I had to stop to get a surgery. And so last year, October, I got a surgery. Now I just got back into the arena this September.
Shoulder surgery?
Yeah, shoulder surgery. I had a dislocation problem before, and it was a bad problem. It was my shoulder was all fractured, and I got a tendon that ripped off 50%. I had to get a big surgery to get it back, and it took me 6 months of rehab, and now I'm good to fight.
Back and better than ever, eh?
Oh yeah, better than ever.
Good. I like that.
Every sparring session, mostly I was dislocating it, and just put it back right in and just box again. That's what I was doing.
Do you think you got a little bit more, body strong, a little bit body smarter as a result of it? Like, you think you're a little bit more aware and cautious of your shoulder, and you could sort of work with it a different way, or you compensate it using your other arms more so?
But I'd say since when I was boxing and had those shoulder problems, I became more better with my left hand. So my jab, my left hook, every of my powerful shot come from that hand. So right now, I'd say if I have to focus on power, I'll focus on my left hand, and my right hand is more of a let's to play around and just to hide the view, just to have more shot to land my big hook or a big body shot.
Uncle Ivan, back to you, eh?
AJ, how has training changed from last year compared to this year?
From last year compared to this year, last year I had a little bit more time dedicated to the team and working directly with the coaches. This year, about half of camp, I was deployed into Latvia. Unfortunately, I couldn't
That's
make
awesome.
it. However, with some of the facilities that we had there and coming into contact with many different sorts of people from different nations and different skill sets, being able to draw on those was more than I could have hoped for being there. It's not every day that you get to walk onto a base and see just state-of-the-art equipment and state-of-the-art athletes.
No, how about you? How's your training going?
It's going pretty fine. Like right now, focusing more on my cardio and everything. Technically wise, I'm good. Just hurt my knee a couple of weeks ago, so I just tried to train back in it to be ready for fight night. So yeah, just try to do my best to strengthen the knee and just keep on keeping it the work with the cardio, most of it, because I've been in the ring 8 times. Like I remember what it is. I remember like all the excitement and all the adrenaline rush that happened when you came in. So yeah, just a matter of like of not gassing out at that point.
Yeah.
Alex, how would you compare? Like, have you seen any clips from last year's Clash of Cartier?
Yeah, I saw some.
How would you, let's say, compare this large event compared to some of your large fights? Like, I understand it's a charity event, but I mean, this event's pretty large in comparison, I guess. So.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think it's the biggest event that I'll ever participate in, because
that's awesome.
If my old amateur boxing fight, I never did something that's big. Maybe the bronze glove.
Yeah. Okay.
It was not the same. Like there was no crowds. Like three rings and fighter rolling all around. But
okay. So this is going to be your first event where there's so many people cheering your name. Let's go. That's awesome. And you know what? That's the best.
Yeah, and army related too. That will be nice. Like.
Yeah. So it's new. And I mean, last year, like we had our teams walk out with us as well. I'll post some of the entrants as well. I have, the clips, right, of each fight. So I'll show, AJ. So you'll have a little bit of an idea on how it looks like. But it's cool, man. That's the feeling. And then everyone's cheering for you, going nuts. And then you gassed out in 30 seconds. Oh, why did I go so hard?
AJ, last year, was there any step up that he really pulled on you? That Oil really, that you remember specifically about, whether the way that he approached the fight or an extra technique that he implemented that caught you off guard?
Ooh, Ollie came into the ring, business as usual. He had been drilling his game down to the smallest possible detail, and he executed on that. Exactly like Ivan was saying, as the fight went on, as the crowd kept roaring, we were the last fight of the night, the air was electric. Everything was just alive and moving. It was almost like everyone was in that ring with us. But at the same time as the fighters, we couldn't acknowledge any of that. There was nothing except lights and the guy in front of us. Until it was done, and then we could look out and go, whoa, look at that.
So true. So AJ, can you take us like a week through of your training, or like how often are you training right now? Are you training more than last year? Like, yeah.
Right now, the split it's changed drastically. So since I'm coming in on a little bit of a back foot, what I am focusing on right now is my cardio. And specifically for the fight, my technique and footwork needs to improve. It must improve. So, in order for that to happen, we are pushing cardio 3 to 5 times a week. We have sparring sessions on the weekend. We have our conditioning sessions in the evenings. And then on alternating days, some kind of low intensity not hypertrophy training, but strength training in order to maintain that kind of anaerobic threshold as well as the aerobic one.
So what type of cardio are you currently doing at the moment, or what's your choice of cardio?
So some of the coaches had recommended that swimming be implemented. Tomorrow, in the mornings, that will be on the bill. However, right now, the mainstay is just miles on the incline. Get the weight on and go as much as you can. Specifically adding some burpees every 500 meters adds a little zest to life.
So Nathan, AJ's built like a tank, a real life tank, just so you know.
All right. Well, taking on oil, I'd imagine, so especially that's awesome.
Now, so you train almost 7 days a week then?
Now, that has to be balanced with the commitments that I have outside of this. While I have my responsibilities and my duties with my regiment, I'm also a full-time student. So
wow,
the schedule is there. And unfortunately, the days are planned sometimes on the day. If I can only get one workout in, I do it. If I can't get a workout in, I'm going to make up for it the next day. You can't focus on the past. That'll just eat you up.
So with you being a student, Cameron's boxer, can you take us like a day through your hectic schedule? And how do you even do everything all at once?
Practice. Been doing this for a very long time. And after a while, you find the little tips and tricks that keep you going. Small things that make it more efficient. So, for example, if I know that I have a massive study session that is going to require me to stay up, I'm going to try and plan that with a day where I am coming to the drill hall at a later time. Vice versa. If I'm staying, if I have to be somewhere early, I'm not studying late that night. It's as simple as that. Anything past certain timings, I won't do. So, for example, we'll talk about nutrition. Making sure I get adequate amount of carbohydrates is, like you say, it's without that fuel, we're just going to thunder in.
Yeah.
Do you say no to a couple junior chickens here and there, or is that just me? Carbs are carbs.
Carbs are carbs.
That's it. How about yourself, Alex? Hey, is there any so I notice sometimes when you got multiple commitments, I find it's like everything comes in at once and you're trying to like manage through and sort through your priorities during the days. For yourself, Alex, is there a decompressing activity that you sort of fall onto when you're overwhelmed and you know your days are busy and you're like, I can't do it right now. I just need to like let my mind wander. What's that decompressing activity look like for you?
Holy, like I don't know, like I don't feel that at all, like being like compressed, because I kind of really enjoy my work. So I work as an arborist, so I'm outside. So most of it like is just climbing tree. It's just so fun. Like so, and it's not like we're in a rush. Yeah, it's sometimes stressful because we're clearing the power lines. So sometimes you just don't want land stuff on that line, get fried on it. But yeah, like. So basically, like my days are like I train a little bit in the morning, just get my push-up, my abs and everything. Go to work, come back here. Either I go train right after and then go to the Camerons. So there's some days are more busy than the others. So the only thing harder for me is to get the right amount of sleep, because most time of the week I like the training at Beavers doesn't fit well with my schedule of work.
Yes. It's tough on the weekends. I got kids' birthdays too. I gotta miss. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like mostly my only day off, it's Saturday. Then
oh,
that's the day like I'm gonna take, and I'm also gonna go on a hike with my girlfriend if I can, or just pass time with her. Because other than that, like like Sunday we're going at Beaver. Friday, like I'm going back to Beaver at night. So my weekend go very fast.
Oh, you go to Beaver on your own as well?
Yeah, on my own as well.
Nice.
basically I just transferred for the Cameron, so I'm basically new since November. But
What rank are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Master GoPro.
Okay, awesome. That's
I
fantastic.
of course last summer.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, I just transferred in November, but since when I came in here, I moved in Gatineau, and I saw the Beaver Boxing Club, and I wanted to get back into boxing, so I just started right away.
Yeah.
What was very nice, and I saw that you guys were like doing boxing, so that was a big
Yeah.
like for the Camerons or. So I saw that and I said, "Oh, nice!" So another reason to get in shape, like as fast as possible.
Exactly.
But yeah, like mostly like Monday I go to Beaver, Tuesday I go to Camerons to train, then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday it's Beaver. So yeah, pretty busy.
Never a day off for you then.
No.
So complete sidetrack. Have any of you guys done the bungee jumping in Chelsea? Have you guys heard of the one I'm talking about?
Yes, I have.
Have any
Yes.
of you guys done it? Yes, you have, AJ?
No, I haven't. It's funny you say that because it's only been in the past like 2 days I've seen every single ad for it. Like, hey, come on out. And now I'm thinking, dang, I might have to.
No, it was fun. It was fun. It was pricey, but it was so fun. But,
you did it?
Yeah, no, I did. It was so fun. I took my ex there at the time.
Man.
AJ, sleep schedule. What's it look like? And do you compensate with, power naps during the days if you miss it? And do you feel like, do you ever feel like after you wake up from a nap, you're like, I shouldn't have napped? Or like, okay, now I got to stay up a little bit later because I napped?
That is a very, very fine line, especially with a hectic schedule. Sometimes you got to get it in when you can. So even if it's just I have 20, 30 minutes before I get off of class and I have to come in to the drill hall, oh, you bet I'm taking a quick little car nap. But the best that I can, I am aiming for between 6 and 7 hours of sleep. If it's plus or minus of that, I'm going to chalk it up to either a win or an improvement for the next time around.
I like that. Okay, how about yourself, Alex? Do you find you're very, very structured with when you're in bed and when you're up every morning, or do you think there's a little bit of too much fluctuation here and there?
Too much frustration, I'd say. Like, I get some days let's say Monday, like today. If I wasn't doing the podcast, normally I would train in the morning, go to work. Right after work, I'm going to train, and as fast as I can, get back home with the traffic. Changing military, go right back to Cartier, and I finish at like 10 o'clock. So I didn't supper, so I mostly sleep 11:30. So yeah, basically on the weekend I try to get like 10 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Alex, I still see your Christmas tree up in the background.
Well.
Amazing, I love it.
Listen, it's an evergreen for a reason. It stays up all year.
He's just training all year. He's busy. He's got no time for that.
Yeah, Uncle Evan, I'm going to send one your way, actually.
Sure.
If you have food before bed, do you find it keeps you up for a while, or it messes up your sleep as well?
If I have a big meal, I'm going out. I'm going to pass out right away.
Food come. Okay. Well, like little snacks right before bed, you don't find it keeps you up, eh?
I got to try and cut weight because last year my opponent Solus was like 170 pounds, so I had to have one meal a day to try and make weight. So at least this year I'll be fighting Tyrion and I won't have to be as crazy. So, but yeah. It's depends where my opponent is. So Tyrion's 185, I was 190. So as long as we're within 10 pounds of each other, right? So
nice for sure. How about yourself, AJ? Do you find there's certain snacks that you're just tossing and turning, staring at the roof for a couple hours?
It all depends on the food. If it's a nice big meal, maybe something like hearty, especially in the winter, that's when you get stews and like goulashes like that. Oh no, I'm passing right out. Can't be anything sweet though, otherwise the sugar's gonna keep me up.
Gotcha. Alex, you got a guilty late night snack?
What I like to do is like a fake ice cream. So I just mix blueberries, milk, and 2 scoops of protein.
Oh, actually doesn't sound that bad. A
Yeah,
little bit of peanut butter, no?
like, oh, it's fake ice cream because if I have ice cream in the freezer, I'm just gonna fall right into it.
Yeah. You and me both. You and me both. Uncle Ivan, right back to you, eh?
So yeah, Alex, just going back to your fight history, what would you tell us is your most memorable moment in your last few fights here?
I think it was my last fight that I did just before switching out to rodeo.
Okay.
Last fight, first like so yeah, I was doing bull riding on the side too. So my first
Oh, wow.
yeah, I ride bull for a year and a half, and then I switched to bullfighting for 2 years. But
What?
yeah,
Where do you even train for that?
but before getting to that, yeah, so riding bull on the side, like so I could control now my adrenaline rush. So it felt fucking great getting that in that fight. I felt amazing. Like getting the ring, I was no stress. I was like, what worse can happen, right? And in the first round, I got knocked down. Like I really never saw that punch coming. I saw all the black fell on the
Come
ground.
on.
Oh yeah, but get right back up. And I like I lost conscience for like maybe a second or two. Get right
Yeah.
back up and like I was telling the ref like, hey, I'm ready to fight. I'm still good. And he hold my hand. They were good, but I saw like 2 refs at the time, so I wasn't good. So I just remember I got back, but when the guy was trying to come to finish me, I see 2 guys and then okay, now just one. So I was getting back into the action, but yeah, it was a war from the start to the end. It was fight of the night. I lost by split decision, but
That's awesome.
I had the trophy for that because it was just a all out war.
Just a war. That's
Yeah,
what you want. Fight of the night. Like it's not like we're winning titles here in the amateur rounds anyways. But since you have so much, fight experience, what strategies work best for you in the ring?
what I like a lot is being a pressure fighter because you can dictate the rhythm of the fight. So that's
Okay.
how I can keep myself from gassing out. I'd say if I impose my own rhythm, that's where I'm the most confident. So yeah, I can dictate the punch, like the pace of the fight, and I can push my opponent against the rope, work with my jab, and mostly an inside fighter too. That's where I can kind of rest but work at the same time. So some people
Interesting.
don't like to get on the inside, but in myself, like if I'm stuck in there, like in my head in your chest, and I can. My goal is to punish you to the body, to gas you from air, and make you pay with your punches that you throw at me. So I just look for the opening. That's my style.
And are you training anything specifically for your opponent, Nathan? Is there anything you want to focus on?
Yeah, well, Nathan is taller than me, got long fucking arms, so for sure you want to keep me at bay, right? So that's gonna be my strategy. I have to work on my jab. I have to take care of his right hand because for sure I know he's gonna try to land the overhand
Okay.
and cross. That's for sure. Like that's his weapon of choice, and Nate hits hard. I know that. I had the chance to spar him one, and so yeah, my main focus is gonna be like to push him against the rope, make him work, make him gas out, make him miss, make him work hard to get out of the rope or out of the inside fighting. So that's
Right.
where that's gonna be my strategy. Make him work a lot, but I got to push him. I got to push the pace. I got to work that bodies, and that's gonna be it.
So yeah, you're going to try and get on the inside. No, that's smart. And so like you said, Nathan's a taller fighter. So you got to get on the inside and try and gas him out. Have you seen any of his past fights from last year's Clash of Cartier? I have them posted on my Instagram as well if you need that.
In fight had a Clash of Cards here, but Beaver did an event in October, and I saw him fight there. I remember, but I wasn't paying a lot of attention. I just remember like he liked the cross and he liked the overhand. And even against me, like in the sparring that we did, he got a good uppercut. So I got to watch my head when I get onto the inside to not like put my head down. So because he got a nice uppercut, and one time he caught me with a good 3-piece combo, and I don't want to get caught with that a lot in that fight.
AJ, are you because Ippel's a southpaw, and it might be it's a lot different than obviously fighting orthodox. Is there anything that you're training on for your opponent here?
Absolutely. So fighting with the southpaw it changes your game entirely. So not only do I have to worry about completely backwards of what I know, with my focus, like I said before, on footwork, I think that might be the determining factor. If I can stay just off of his line, I think that I can make the moves to get around him and control that center.
And with your experience from last year, is there, like, why do you think you have the advantage this year over Ippel?
Why do I think I have the advantage? Well, I try not to think about that. What I try to do is I try to focus up on what I can do. I know where I can improve, and I know where my strengths are, and I'm going to use those to the best of my ability.
Power. He hits hard, Nathan. My jaw is hurting after sparring session with AJ.
Well, you two have stepped in together before, eh?
Yeah, AJ's good, man. He's good.
AJ, you're pretty quick, eh? For your size?
I'd like to think so. What I will say,
do you do any sort of explosive workout training? And do you do any sort of reaction training as well?
Absolutely. In the off season, that's when I pivot from boxing and combat sports focus and into heavyweight Highland games.
Whoa,
so
interesting.
What does heavyweight Highland games entail? Because
yeah, tell us more. We want to know more about this. This way, people can support your cause as well.
Absolutely. So it is they're traditional Scottish athletic events. Back in the day, as the story goes, during English occupation, all forms of battlefield training were outlawed and prohibited. So they trained with what they had. And as the story goes, that they trained with what Scotland could give them. It was the stones, it was the iron, and it was the trees. So, when you compete in the events, you compete in all 9 of them, from the start of the day to the end of the day. All of them ranging from various types of stone throws, hammer throws, and, of course, the caber toss.
Is the caber toss the one with the big tree? The big pole? You know, flip it?
That's exactly the one.
Okay. That's like the first thing I envisioned with this Highland Games. So what's a good distance? Like, how far are you tossing it?
So with caber, it's not the distance per se. It's how it lands and if you can, as you say, turn it. So the objective is you can take the event caber, the heaviest caber that you can or the heaviest caber available to your weight division. You need to turn it in the air, so it must launch, it must turn 180 degrees in the air, and then it is rated on sort of the clock race system. We're all familiar with that. The best score that you can hope for is the heaviest caber landing directly on 12, straight in front of you.
Okay. And how do you normally do at these competitions? Are you like one of the top competitors? Or have you come home with any big plaques and trophies sitting in your showcase?
I've only had the privilege of competing in one. That's when a lot of my duties with the Camerons started to take precedent. So this summer in June will be my return back to the Highland Games, hopefully in Coburg.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah. And Alex, back it up. You did say that you were in bull wrestling and bullfighting or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so elaborate. Where do you train? When do you train? How'd you get into this?
So my first girlfriend at the time, when I was 17, 18, she had horses, and one bucked me off, and that gave me the adrenaline rush, right? So I went to St. Tite Rodeo School for bull riding, And I tried out then, and I liked the adrenaline rush, so I kept on practicing for like a year and a half. So it was kind of graduating, like on steer, then getting on bull. But I figured out that I was not getting anywhere with that because I was not that good. So I just tried bullfighting, which is the goal of that is like it's to protect the rider. So when the rider like is gonna fall on the ground or they
Okay.
so I got to read the hips of the rider, and when I see that his hips are coming up the bull because it's gonna go on the ground, my job is to grab the bull by the head and make him follow me, or just throw myself at the bull to get hit to protect the guy. That was mostly the job. And
How much do they pay you? They better pay you a lot. That's like life and death.
There's some hazard pay associated, right?
Rodeo is like a 2-day weekend, so it's $250 per day.
That's it? Your life's on the line, man.
Yeah, for 16 bull. But that was the fun of it. Like bull riding, it's one bull that you ride, then you gotta go to the next event to ride another bull. Bullfighting, I'm staying at the same place and I'm fighting 32 bulls that weekend. That's gonna be it. Some bulls are nice. Like, let's say there was some bull at Ram Rodeo Tour, my first rodeo company I worked for. Like, the guy land on the ground and you can just go around pet the bull. But at the second rodeo company, which was Rawhide, those bulls were mean as shit. Like, they were batshit crazy for real. Like, I was tossed around like a puppet most of the time. My protective vest ripped on. Yeah.
So how long would you say you would stay on a bull for? What's your record?
Oh, my record, I think it's 3 or 4 seconds on a good bull.
Wow.
But, so basically it's like, every ride you gotta make, it's 8-second ride. And then it's 50 points going to the bull, 50 points going to the rider. So if the rider is in control, if he's spurring the bull, and if the bull is getting point on how he turns, how he jump and kick, how mean he is, kind of. So how his jump are. So yeah, and so you never know what bull you're gonna have, depending on the level. It's not a level thing. It's a chance for everybody to ride the better bull, and that's it.
You were saying that you were training for a few years for bull riding, correct?
Yeah.
So every ride is only a few seconds. How do you train for that?
I didn't get in it enough to like. I know some guys like they train like with some weights and everything. Like they do specific exercise.
Yeah.
Specific, but mostly it's called like a bucking dummy. So let's say it's a big round shape of plastic in form of a bull, and the guy just behind, like pulling you up, pulling you down, and then you just work on like the motion you got to do to stay on the bull. And
wow.
You got to do it a lot to get it in your head, so that when you get on the bull, like it's like in the army, right? You drill and repeat. It's the same thing for a bull. You're in a stressful situation on an animal that maybe want to kill you. So the only thing you want to remember is how to do the perfect drill.
That's true.
And then it just depends on if the ball is kicking or if the ball is spinning. If it's spinning, that's bad because you gotta stay in the spin. If it's bucking in straight line, that's mostly like it's not easy, but it's mostly easy.
Yeah, but when he's going in circles, you're like, woo.
Yeah, kick too while going in circles. That's hard.
So, have you ever been to Crazy Horse and done the little mechanical bull there and just crushed it?
Yeah, I did it one time in St. Tite and I crushed it. So I said, oh, that was before I did the rodeo school in St. Tite. I was like, oh, I might be good for that, but then on the real thing, it's not the same thing.
Have you gone to the Calgary Stampede at all?
No, not at all. I would.
It's on your bucket list, huh?
To see at least, I think it's one of the greatest events in Canada for rodeoing, and it's the greatest outdoor arena rodeo too.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll work on that one. So AJ, this one's coming to you right after. Have you worked on or nursing any serious injuries because of your bull riding and or boxing, I guess, in that case? I know you talked about your dislocated shoulder, but have you had any serious injuries that you're, gonna be wary of not aggressing moving into the event?
I didn't injure myself like that. Like when I injured my shoulder, it was in the shower. I just tripped in the shower and just that's stupid. And that was right after my bull fighting career. But yeah, like there was one injury. Like that bull was spinning very very fast, and I saw the guy's hips coming off. I tried to get into the action before I fell on the ground, but that guy got launched into my knee and just like my knee on the side got like, I don't know, bent like 90 degrees. It was bad, but I've been lucky. It was just like a sprain in the collateral ligament, on my left leg. But since then, never bothered me. I just take time to heal. But that was the last time, like, a bull fight too, because I was horseshoer in that time, so I had to focus on my job. So,
Yeah.
but like, I had a horn in the butt. I had. Yeah. That's bad.
You think? Alex is the best, man. You're such a beauty.
Like one time I got hit right under the chin by a bull's head. It didn't hit me, but it split my chin right open. So
what kind of protective gear do you have when you're being a bullfighter, trying to save the guy who just fell on the floor?
So basically, we wear like it's a protective vest that we wear. So bull rider, it's all leather. So basically, it's like when they hit the ground, the leather like absorb the shock.
Okay. Yeah.
So kind of a plastic thing. So when you get hit, it absorbs it. But when we on the ground, when the bull try to run into us, like the paw are sliding on the vest. So
okay.
And we wear like kind of a football pants padding stuff.
Right. Okay.
Protect our leg and everything, because mostly we get hit in the butt. We try to show our butt to get hit there and then just fly and land on our leg. And at the end, I was wearing tibia protector.
Which?
Tibia.
Tibia protectors. Oh, okay.
Because I was just so tired. When I was getting run down by the bull, their paw was hitting my tibia. It was fucking hurting a lot, so I just wear those at the end. But,
so when you're a bullfighter, how many, like, are you getting hit by the bull every single time you get out there?
No, not every single time. Like, we try to manage it to not get hit. Like,
yeah.
So the way to get into the bull without getting hit, so let's say like the bull is spinning on one side, so you try to target the moment that his head is coming across to go right into his shoulder and continue the spin and keep his attention on you. So the sweet spot is the shoulder, because the bull cannot hit you when you're in his shoulder. But then you gotta be fast, because some bulls are smarter and they're gonna start crossing their paw.
Really?
Yeah, and then they're gonna.
Come on.
Yeah, those things are like they weigh like 2,000 pounds, but they're fast as cat.
Oh man.
And they're agile. They're bucking. They're not like the bull that you see at farms. Like, these are not the same thing. Those are like 2,000 pounds of muscle and fat, but mostly muscle.
That's so impressive. That's crazy. What a specimen.
No, it is nuts. So AJ, are you working on any? Are you nursing any injuries going into these fights or what?
Really thankful that there's nothing major. A few bumps and bruises. I thought that there was going to be a serious issue with my knee coming home. Thankfully, I was able to get a little bit of rehab work in and focus on recovery, and I think that's what's been really, really saving my bacon.
Nice. So as for recoveries, you guys are both training fairly hard by the sounds of it. 3, 5, 7 days a week out of the week every week. What do you guys do for recovery? Because our bodies can only recover so much, and I know sleeping's good and all, But we're all getting plenty of that by the sounds of things. So AJ, what do you do for recovery? Sauna, steam room, cold shock?
The easiest and the simplest thing that you can do that anybody can do, just the hottest possible shower that you can. Get in there,
Just
do
burn.
your thing, but just burn. But if I have the luxury of a sauna, I'm getting in there and I'm doing rounds of it. I know people will attest to just one long session of sauna, but the experience that I've had is if you rep out like, let's say, for a 30-minute session, 10 minutes inside of the sauna, out for 2, back in, out for 2, back in, you're going to feel like a brand new man.
Yeah,
you do that twice a week, it'll be fantastic. All the bumps and bruises that you got, the muscle soreness, the lactic acid buildup, that'll be gone. And the boys, your skin's going to look great.
Oh, AJ, what a beauty.
Alex,
so let's just sticking with, sorry, go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, I was going to send it over to Alex. What's your recovery look like after your full wrestling matches?
So basically I try to keep it through the diet, eating like mostly my like 130, 150 gram of protein every day. And that comes a long way, and stretching a lot, foam rolling, taking a hot bath too. That helps a lot. I find out. Mostly it, like stretching the shit out of me because I'm 27, but like I gotta keep my mobility on because of like the bullfighting stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, I definitely would enjoy a nice warm bath, but these military quarters, don't think that's happening out here. Not gonna lie.
Let's get a hot tub in there, Nate. Let's go.
Not on your life.
Any of you try doing some yoga or some hot yoga? I heard hot yoga is a whole other animal of torture. Yeah, AJ?
It is a different beast entirely, and I have this nasty habit. I've done it twice in my life, and both times, right at the end of the class, it's the same position. You're just stretching out I think it is, your hip flexors and your lats are getting just stretched to oblivion. You're cooking, you're gassed, and both times I've been in that position and I've fallen asleep right in the middle of like 20 other people. I wake up and I look around and go, oh, still here, eh?
That is amazing. I love it. Just pass it out.
Just right there.
Alex?
Never tried that.
No, eh?
No, never tried that. I only heard good thing about it, but I didn't do yoga a lot, but maybe I should try it because, well, I only heard good thing about it, so.
Yeah, it's a good way of finding the chi, or like really leveling out. How often do your stretching routines? Do you fit it in every single day, every morning, every evening, right before bed, every time you're on the phone like Ivan? Or what's your how often do you get that stretching in?
I'd say like I try to get it like right after gym, like when I get home, or it depends. Like either sometimes in the morning I feel like messed up, so I just start stretching in the morning, and when I get back home from work, I just start stretching again. I try to do at least like 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day at least. And
that's
foam
great.
rolling like I have a massage gun too. That helps a lot too.
Oh yeah.
Those are nice. So yeah, when I'm watching TV, like maybe after this, I'm gonna just massage gun myself probably.
No cold baths for either of you?
I tried a cold shower, but cold showers suck. I think I just probably like would enjoy more like a bath and you just like jump right in.
That's true.
Like
right. Oh, sorry, Alex, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say like cold shower maniac.
It really is. Funny you say that. Back in the day, I had this neat idea that if you were to cycle your sauna sessions with just jumping right into a cold shower, it would give you the same effect as an ice bath and a hot tub. The problem with that is if you're doing that in workouts that are focusing on hypertrophy or you're building strength, you're trying to put on size, your body needs a little bit of that inflation. So now, if we're 2 weeks ago when we were 6 weeks out, and now as we're getting closer and closer, cold baths are where you want them to be. We can't afford that inflammation right now. We're not looking for strength. We're looking for endurance. So, yeah, might be some chilly mornings coming up.
So AJ, you're pretty smart. What are you taking in school?
So I started in post-secondary in kinesiology of all things.
Okay, nice. And how's it coming along so far?
Well, unfortunately kinesiology didn't pan out, so I have used that as just sort of a primer for my own development and my own training. Now I'm studying history and psychology at Carleton.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. Going to be a psychologist then? Is that what you're looking for?
You got to be to work around here.
Any specific type?
So the longer I've stayed in it, the longer I've thought about sports psychology and specifically motivation.
Nice. I like that. That's interesting. Maybe we can even get you on with one of the CISM teams. Once you have that done, get you with one of the national teams here with Team Canada or even the PSP staff, right? So
absolutely.
That's why that we're doing this podcast so we can reach out. We had no idea you were doing this awesome thing. Once you're done school, let's try and get you that next step, right?
That'd be fantastic. I'd be more than thankful for it.
Hey, we're trying. That's what we're here for.
We got to get little clips of our of these extracurricular activities, wrestling bulls and throwing big Irish logs and poles. That'd be pretty. Both those would go great on some military.
Alex,
military pages.
That's it. You got to send us some of your videos. We'll post it on our social media, and then hopefully you get a sponsor that, hey, come on up to the Calgary Stampede.
That for sure. I'll send you that for sure. And
for sure. I'll post it. Yeah. Cause then this way I'll post like, hey, we had episode 12, AJ, sports psychologist, Alex, the bull rider, and then, hopefully things go well,
Oh yeah.
Promote yourselves. So just going back to AJ here, just a few last questions here, for the both of you, and then we'll call it a day. So what inspired you to start boxing?
That's a great question. I started in, I guess you could call them martial arts, with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's a fantastic school with a fantastic team behind it, now under the banner called Fight Factory. I started with them, and every class I'd walk in and I'd see the Muay Thai guys walking out, and I thought, that looks pretty sweet. But there's a lot going on there, and I can't dance to save my feet. My coordination is off. And then, like it fell out of the sky, we started putting together the team. So I figured, well, I can learn how to strike and I can represent my unit. It's a win-win for everyone.
That's true. What about yourself, Alex? What inspired you to start?
I think it's a family thing on both, like my father and my mother's side. Like, most of my father's side, like, my father's a big family of 13 person. And like, when he told me, like, when he was young, like, after every day, like, supper, like, it was just wrestling. And that's how he was wrestling. And my father played hockey just for fighting. He played hockey for fighting. He was a street fighter, so I think it's just a thing that's in our blood, like, literally, like. And when I saw MMA fights, like, I said, oh, that looked nice. So I started with boxing to get somewhere, and I just stick to it. I'm not a big fan of kicking. I just enjoy, like, being on my feet, moving around, moving my head, and just being control of my two hands and just focusing on that. And boxing has been great to me for the moment. But yeah.
That's amazing.
Do you have a bunch of siblings as well?
No, well, I just have a stepsister, same father, not the same mother.
Okay.
So
Don't think you're boxing her too often, eh?
No, no, no,
She beat you up.
How about yourself, AJ? Siblings that you're out there wrestling, fighting with, practicing some different
I do,
techniques?
yeah. It's funny you say that. I have a younger brother, and I remember last year, I think we were about a month out from the fight, and I asked him one day, like, hey, can you give me a hand with my defensive work? And he's like, well, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to give you some gloves, and I'm going to put some headgear on, and I'm going to try to not get hit. And he's like, what? Just say when, man. Like, you want to do it like right now? We good?
You want me to punch you and you're not punching back? Sign me up. Every little brother wants that. Who doesn't?
The best part? Oh my God. It's like my brother and my father are a carbon copy. I asked him not 36 hours ago, 24 hours ago, hey Dad, can you help me with my defensive work? And he's like, just say when, boy.
Oh, you got an awesome family, man. That's incredible. Sorry, Nate.
No, I just said right back to you, Uncle Clive.
Okay, yeah. So, AJ, now that you know that Clash of Cards Day 1, 400 people there, pay-per-view event. Now this year we're looking to make it even bigger. Who knows, maybe 5 or 6. How do you prepare mentally for this huge event, knowing everyone's going to be there? Like, for myself, I had the jitters. What about you?
I tell you, when we were in the back and changing, that's all I could do, but just sit down and you can feel it. Sometimes you catch yourself stewing. You can catch yourself shaking a little bit. You gotta keep moving. Keep yourself moving and keep yourself in the fight. It's just like what we do. The moment you lose that focus, that's when you've already beaten yourself. So, leading up into this fight, every day is a day to improve. Everyone knows what they can work on. Everyone knows what they got in them. And everyone knows that we've got the fight. So, the only thing that's the determining factor, what do we do this month? How do we make it count? And come fight night, we bring it all together. Let's see a little sweet science in action.
Now, is there any specific music you listen to prepare? Like, we know Ollie, we found out that he was listening to aggressive Viking music to get him pumped up. So is there anything that gets you going?
I tell you what, that's just day in the life. But there's something, I don't know if you remember this, but part of that visualization and part of me getting ready to get back into the ring, we march out to our tunes. Guards by the music of the brass and reed band, and Cameron's by the pipes. I play that tune at the start of my workouts. Once that tune plays, it's time to go to work.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So you play the regimental music, get you going. I love it. Yes, baby. What about you, Alex? I mean, you have so many fights already. Now with this large event, maybe all your family's coming. It's going to be on pay-per-view. Like, how are you preparing mentally, and how has that changed from previous fights?
So basically, like, and I don't know what it's gonna look like, right? But I still try to visualize my entrance into the ring from every moment. How I'm just gonna step into the ring, what I'm gonna do in the ring, and my opponent coming around the ring. I visualize every detail of that. Just always it's just. It becomes like the real visualization's a big part of it, and breathing, exercise too. Just before getting into the ring, just to relax and everything. That's mostly it. Like, and it's the two great tools that they teach us in the army too, like visualization and breathing, right? So
that's trú.
That will make most of it. Like, I've been fighting with bulls, so that the adrenaline rush and everything. I feel that a lot of times. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so it's easy for you because you see a bull you're fighting every week, and then you look at us like, this is nothing, huh?
I get into the ring. If something turned bad, there's a referee to stop somebody. But The rodeo arena, like there's no referee, so it's just me and the bull. If I get fucked, I'm getting fucked a long time.
And Alex, is there what music pumps you up? Are you listening to regimental music like AJ or Viking music like Ollie?
Personally, what I like to work out on is old Norse music, like old Viking tribal music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like Ollie then. That's similar, yeah?
I really like that. And then to pump me up, I got some metal song with that I really like Parkway Drive. It just sounds nice and it's got a good rhythm.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's amazing.
Or I like to like the old Rocky song. Those are nice too.
Yes.
Pump up.
Yes.
Yeah, so just back to AJ. AJ is, and like just the last few questions here, is there any way that we can follow your story for Clash Cartier 2, whether on social media, Facebook, Instagram? Is there anything you want to tell the listeners and how we can follow you?
Absolutely. I'm most active on Instagram at Bundy's A. Other than that, not too much. I try not to be on social media too much, especially this close out. However, I'm gonna do my best to be more active. Follow the Cameron Highlanders of Ottawa. Follow that account and follow the Clash of Cartier.
Beautiful. What about yourself, Alex?
Same thing. I'm mostly active on my Instagram, so AlexOB208, or just I think you're gonna find out whatever you want, like on the Foot Guards page on Instagram or the Cameron Islander. They'll do a great job to just share the Clash of Cartier event.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Can you send me your Instagram after, just because I want to make sure to tag both you guys in this after, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
And AJ, any big words for the listeners moving into the event? Any final words as you progress into the final last weeks?
Every day is a day to get better.
Roger that. Alex?
Well, I don't have a lot of words unless I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to see some blood.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
It's gonna be a war, man. That's gonna be a war.
Right. Alrighty. Well, gentlemen, that was crazy. I mean, definitely was not expecting a bullfighter to be coming on tonight, or I'm just imagining AJ tossing this massive log. That's all I could. And do you wear like is there like a dress code that you gotta wear like the skirt or anything for it?
Oh yeah, you wear the kill.
Oh, you do have to. Okay. I like it.
Absolutely,
all
you do.
Well, gentlemen, it was fantastic meeting both of you guys. I wish you all the best moving into this competition, and I'll definitely be supportive from all the way out here in Esquimalt. Uncle Ivan?
Yes. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We're going to take a picture on Tuesday so I can post it up once this episode is live. Okay, guys?
Perfect.
Cheers. Well, thank you so much.
Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope that envisioning a bullhorn in one of the more uncomfortable places would also steer you away from exploring the world of bull taming, unless of course that is a deep desire for you, but who's to judge? Anywho, I have absolutely no idea who we're interviewing next yet, whether it's for the Sailor series or the Clash Cartier series, but stay tuned for it, and there should be one up soon eventually. Maybe. Toodles.